Explore the life of Alexander the Great, a man whose strategy and charisma reshaped the world. The tales of his invincibility echo through the corridors of time, and his name is whispered in reverential tones even today. His life was a tumultuous saga of courage, ambition, and power, which, even though it ended prematurely, shone brighter than most in history. Born to Olympias and Philip II of Macedon, Alexander was destined for greatness from his earliest days. His tutelage under the renowned philosopher Aristotle prepared him for the trials that lay ahead. Alexander was a voracious learner, embodying the teachings of his mentor in his ethos. He ascended to the throne at a young age after his father's assassination, becoming a beacon of hope for his people amidst political uncertainty. Many would have faltered under such immense pressure, but Alexander seized the opportunity, propelling his kingdom to unprecedented heights. His reign signaled the dawning of a new era, one deeply imbued with his indomitable spirit. Alexander's military prowess is the stuff of legends. His strategic acumen, courage, and sheer audacity enabled him to carve out one of the largest empires in the world. His decisive victories at Granicus, Issus, and Gaugamela are testament to his genius on the battlefield. Alexander's soldiers revered him, their devotion unwavering in the face of even the most insurmountable obstacles. Under his leadership, the world witnessed the blending of diverse cultures and the flourishing of art, literature, and science, a period known as the Hellenistic Age. His conquests opened vast trade routes and facilitated cultural exchanges between the East and West, creating a melting pot of ideas and traditions. His untimely death at the age of 32 left a vacuum that could never quite be filled. Yet, his legacy continues to inspire, his achievements setting the benchmark for greatness. His life stands as an enduring testament to the power of vision, determination, and courage. Alexander was not just a man, he was a phenomenon, a force of nature that swept across continents, leaving an indelible mark that transcends time and geography. He was a visionary, a strategist, and a conqueror, whose life story has fascinated generations, setting the stage for countless narratives and interpretations. And so, we invite you to immerse yourself in the history of this extraordinary individual. Uncover the layers of his life, delve into his victories, his defeats, his dreams, and his failures. Look beyond the myth, beyond the legend to discover the man, a leader, a son, a warrior, a dreamer. Unearth the stories hidden beneath the sands of time, tales that are as captivating as they are insightful. Journey through the annals of history, from the cobblestone streets of Pella to the grand halls of Persepolis, experiencing a life lived in the thrall of ambition and the pursuit of glory. Discover the legend, the leader, the conqueror. A journey. Let's delve deeper into the early life of Alexander the Great. Born in the ancient city of Pella, nestled in the heart of Macedonia, the tale of Alexander was one that was destined to echo through the corridors of time. The city of his birth, an enchanting realm adorned with grand architecture and rich in culture, was a fitting cradle for a future king. His birth in Pella was not by happenstance, but by divine orchestration, setting the stage for a life that was to be anything but ordinary. Alexander was not just destined for greatness from the start, but rather, he was carefully molded for it. His father, King Philip II, was a man who understood power and its intricate workings. As the ruler of Macedonia, he had ambitions that soared higher than the Macedonian skies, and at the heart of these ambitions was his son, Alexander. King Philip II, a keen observer and a man of vast knowledge, saw in Alexander, even as a toddler, a spark that was rarely seen. There was a brilliance in his eyes, a courage in his heart, and an indomitable spirit that was evident from his early years. These were not just characteristics, they were the building blocks of a strength that would define his future and shape the course of history. As a child, Alexander was not just a prince, he was a student. He was tutored by none other than Aristotle himself, one of the greatest philosophers of all time. Was not a mere coincidence, but a deliberate move by King Philip II. He knew that for Alexander to grow into a great ruler, he needed to be steeped in knowledge and wisdom. And who better to impart that than Aristotle, a man celebrated for his intellectual prowess and philosophical depths. Under Aristotle's tutelage, Alexander's education was not limited to a single sphere. He was educated in a vast array of subjects, a panorama of knowledge that spanned philosophy, politics, arts, and sciences. Each lesson was a portal, opening Alexander to new worlds, new thoughts, and new perspectives. It was this comprehensive and diverse education that played a pivotal role in shaping Alexander's worldview. It expanded his horizons, sharpened his strategic thinking, and equipped him with an understanding that was profound and far-reaching. This period of tutelage was not just about academics. It was also about molding a mindset, a way of thinking that would set the foundation for Alexander's future. It was during these formative years that Alexander honed his skills as a soldier, as a statesman, and as a leader. It was here that he learned to balance power with wisdom, courage with caution, and with restraint. These were the years that sculpted Alexander's character, shaped his destiny, and set the course for his future conquests. They were the years that saw a young prince transform into a future king, a future conqueror, and a future legend. This was the time that set the stage for Alexander's monumental journey, a journey that would culminate in him carving a place for himself in the annals of history. Join us as we explore these formative years and how they set the foundation for Alexander's future conquests and his place in the annals of history. Scene 3: Ascension to the Throne, the beginning of Alexander's reign. As we move forward in our journey, we witness a critical turning point in Alexander's life, his ascension to the throne. This moment, pivotal as it was, marked the abrupt transition of a young prince into a sovereign king. The inherent challenge was not lost on those who watched this rapid transformation, as the nation held its collective breath. Suddenly, the weight of a kingdom rested on the shoulders of a youth, barely out of his teens. Alexander, the son of the slain King Philip II, suddenly found himself thrust into a position of supreme authority at the tender age of 20. It was as if fate had conspired to place this enormous responsibility on him, a responsibility he was yet to fully understand or appreciate. The backdrop to this monumental event was far from ideal. The kingdom was besieged on all fronts. Internal strife had begun to tear at the fabric of Macedonian society, with factions vying for power and influence. There was a palpable sense of trepidation as the nation teetered on the brink of chaos. Adding to this was the looming threat of external invasion, a reality that kept the kingdom on a perpetual war footing. But Alexander, with his youthful vigor and boundless ambition, was not one to be easily daunted. He had been fortunate to receive an education under the tutelage of Aristotle, one of the greatest minds of the era. His teachings had instilled in Alexander not just wisdom, but a keen sense of judgment and the will to lead. Alexander had also inherited his father's courage, a trait that would serve him well in the tumultuous years to come. He faced the numerous challenges head-on, displaying an audacity that belied his age. His response to the internal dissent was swift and decisive. He moved quickly to quell any signs of rebellion, asserting his authority as the new king. His actions sent a clear message: he was in control, and he would not tolerate any threats to his rule. Externally, Alexander began to set his sights on the vast Persian Empire, an expansionist dream his father had once harbored. This dream was not born out of sheer ambition alone. It was part of a larger vision, a vision to create an empire that would span the known world, bringing different cultures and societies under a single rule. Thus, Alexander's reign began. Each decision, each action he took, was marked by an iron will and a clear vision. He was not just a king, but a visionary, a leader with a grand plan that would change the course of history. His reign marked the beginning of an era of conquest and expansion that would see Macedonia transform into one of the largest empires in history. So, as we delve deeper into this remarkable period, we invite you to stay with us. Witness the incredible journey of a young prince who became a king who would go on to become a legend. As we unravel the complexities of his rule in our next segment, we hope to paint a vivid picture of the life and times of Alexander the Great, Stay with us as we delve into the remarkable reign of Alexander the Great in our next segment. As we delve further into the life of Alexander, we encounter the phase that truly etches his name in the annals of history: his military campaigns. These campaigns were not just a display of military prowess, but they were also the foundation of the legend that Alexander became. He was a person of extraordinary vigor, intellect, and charisma, which were evident from his early life and grew more pronounced as he aged. Alexander's journey began at the Battle of Chaeronea. At merely 18 years old, he led the left wing of the formidable Macedonian army. This was not just any battle, it was a crucial encounter that saw him rise to prominence. His strategic genius was apparent when he overcame the Athenian and Theban forces with his tactical brilliance. This accomplishment was not just a testament to his courage, it was also a reflection of his leadership abilities and his innate understanding of warfare. However, this was merely the tip of the iceberg. Alexander's military career was marked by a string of victories that showcased his strategic acumen, bravery, and determination. Upon ascending to the throne, his ambitions grew even further. He set his gaze upon the Persian Empire, a formidable force that had dominated the region for centuries. His first major confrontation with the Persian forces came at the Battle of Granicus. Despite being significantly outnumbered, Alexander's strategic acumen and his well-trained Macedonian forces triumphed. The Battle of Granicus was a turning point in the Persian Wars. The victory was a testament to Alexander's tenacity and strategic brilliance, further solidifying his reputation as a capable and ruthless leader. Yet it was his subsequent victories at Issus and Gaugamela that truly signaled the unraveling of the Persian Empire. Each victory brought him closer to his vision of a unified empire under his rule. With each battle won, Alexander's reputation grew, did his empire. The zenith of his campaigns culminated in the capture of Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of Persia. The fall of Persepolis marked the end of the Persian Empire and ushered in a new era under Alexander's rule. Alexander's relentless march towards his goal was unprecedented. His unyielding drive echoed across the lands he conquered, making his presence and the might of his empire a force to be reckoned with. Alexander's military campaigns were more than just a series of battles won. They showcased his strategic genius, his indomitable spirit, and his vision. They highlighted his audacity to dream of a vast empire, his courage to chase that dream, and his capability to make it a reality. The boy who became a king had now become a conqueror, earning him the moniker, Alexander the Great. Moreover, his campaigns were not merely about conquests, they were about unifying a diverse array of cultures and people under a single rule. They were about establishing an empire that was vast, as it was diverse and vibrant. His reign saw cultural exchanges that enriched the regions he conquered, leaving a lasting impression that continues to influence civilizations even today. Up next, we will explore the cultural impact of Alexander's reign and his legacy that continues to influence civilizations even today. Scene 5. Alexander's reign, a legacy of unity and cultural synthesis. Moving beyond the battlefield, Alexander's reign as a ruler was as significant, if not more, than his military conquests. His years of leadership transformed the landscape of the ancient world, reshaping it with his innovative and forward-thinking strategies. His administration was marked by unwavering strategic planning and a deep understanding of the complexities of diverse cultures. This understanding was not just cursory, but was built on genuine interest and respect for the people he ruled over. It was this vision that paved the way for an inclusive approach to governance, which was instrumental in maintaining the vast empire he had painstakingly built. Alexander's rule was characterized by his determination to build an empire that was not only vast in terms of its geographical reach, but also rich in cultural diversity. His desire to unify the multitude of cultures under his empire was unprecedented. In a bold and unique move for his time, Alexander began to incorporate Persians and other conquered people into his army. This practice was not merely a tactical maneuver, but a testament to his belief in the potential of a unified, multicultural force. This practice was unheard of among the Greeks, who traditionally maintained a distinct separation between themselves and the conquered. Alexander's progressive thinking tore down these barriers, fostering an environment of mutual respect and cooperation. He respected and adopted various aspects of the cultures he encountered, promoting a policy of fusion between the Greek and Persian cultures. This signaled a new era of cultural amalgamation that was to shape the course of Western civilization. This era, more commonly referred to as the Hellenistic Age, was a period marked by significant cultural exchange and synthesis. This wasn't a one-sided absorption, but a mutual intertwining of cultures, customs, and traditions. The Greek and Persian cultures, despite their differences, came together to form a unique cultural blend that was unlike anything the world had seen before. But Alexander's policies were not limited to cultural integration. His vision encompassed the development of his empire in terms of infrastructure, trade, and commerce too. He focused on improving the infrastructure of his empire, establishing over 70 cities across his dominion, each meticulously planned and strategically placed. Many of these cities bore his name, Alexandria, a testament to his lasting legacy. These cities were not just political centers but served as important trade and cultural hubs, further strengthening his empire. They facilitated the exchange of goods and ideas, fostering an environment of growth and prosperity. They were the heart of his empire, beating with the rhythm of bustling markets, scholarly debates, and artistic endeavors. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Alexander's administration was his vision. He dreamt of a world unified under one rule, where cultural differences were not barriers, but bridges that brought people together. His dream extended beyond the confines of his time, reaching into the future. And while his dream of global unity was never fully realized, the seeds of cultural synthesis that he sowed continue to bear fruit even today. His legacy is one that transcends time, continuing to the way we perceive culture and unity. The echoes of his reign can be heard in the globalized world we live in today, testament to the enduring impact of his rule. In the next scene, we will delve deeper into Alexander's enduring legacy and the ways in which it continues to shape our world. Alexander's conquests had far-reaching outcomes that extended beyond his lifetime. The sheer magnitude of his accomplishments was reflected in the Hellenistic Age, an era that emerged from his innovative policy of cultural fusion. This age marked a significant revolution not only in thought, but also in creative expressions such as art and the various aspects of human culture. It was a period that married the best of Eastern and Western civilizations, resulting in an extraordinary synthesis of cultures. The Greek ideas, philosophies, and distinct art forms propagated far and wide, reaching corners of the world where Greek influence had never before been felt. These Greek concepts, both intellectual and artistic, merged with local customs and traditions, weaving together a uniquely eclectic blend of Eastern and Western cultures. This fusion resulted in an unprecedented cultural amalgamation, the echoes of which can still be heard in our modern world. In the heart of this cultural synthesis was the great city of Alexandria in Egypt. Named after Alexander himself, this city embodied the spirit of the Hellenistic Age. With its grand library, Alexandria became a beacon of knowledge, a lighthouse illuminating the world with the wisdom of the ancients. This majestic library housed thousands upon thousands of scrolls, each one a repository of ancient wisdom. It became a hub for scholarly pursuits, drawing intellectuals from the farthest corners of the known world. In this city, a unique atmosphere of intellectual freedom was fostered. Scholars of diverse backgrounds and disciplines congregated, exchanging ideas freely and openly. This free exchange of ideas and knowledge resulted in an intellectual growth spurt unheard of in any previous era. The Hellenistic period became synonymous with a boom in scientific and philosophical exploration. During this time, legendary figures such as Archimedes, Euclid, and Aristarchus made groundbreaking contributions in their respective fields. Their work, monumental in its own right, was nonetheless heavily influenced and shaped by this extraordinary fusion of ideas. They stood on the shoulders of this cultural synthesis, their work enriched by the diverse perspectives that defined the Hellenistic Age. Yet perhaps the most profound impact of Alexander's cultural synthesis was the way it altered the course of history. His vision of a unified culture, a blend of Eastern and Western civilizations, laid the groundwork for what would become the Roman Empire. This fusion of cultures, this new world order, would later also influence the Renaissance, another era marked by cultural and intellectual revolutions. Both the Roman Empire and the Renaissance were significantly defined by Hellenistic culture. They borrowed heavily from the cultural, philosophical, and artistic advances of the Hellenistic age, imbuing their own societies with the echoes of this extraordinary era. Indeed, one could say that the DNA of Hellenistic culture is deeply ingrained in these pivotal periods of history. In essence, the cultural impact of Alexander's conquests was monumental, its influence so profound that its echoes continue to resonate through time, shaping societies and civilizations even today. His vision of unity and cultural fusion was not just a savvy political strategy, it was a testament to his foresight and understanding of the power of diversity. His influence reaches out from the annals of history, touching our lives in ways that we may not even realize. In our concluding scene, we will summarize the life and legacy of Alexander and the indelible mark he left on the world. Even in death, Alexander the Great remains an enigma. His passing in 323 BC is indeed shrouded in controversy and ambiguity, sparking numerous deliberations, theories, and hypotheses among history enthusiasts and scholars. His sudden and unexpected demise at such a youthful age has been a topic of fascination, a puzzle that refuses to be solved. Some scholars suggest that he fell prey to natural afflictions common to his era, such as malaria or typhoid. These theories reason that the mighty Conqueror who led armies through treacherous terrains was ultimately defeated by an invisible enemy, a mere illness. However, these theories face opposition. Others propose a more sinister explanation, suggesting that the great king might have been assassinated, poisoned by one of his close associates. The reasons behind such a brutal act could range from political jealousy to fear of his increasing power. These narratives spin tales of palace conspiracies, secret alliances, and betrayals, adding drama to the historical events of his life. Despite making for a compelling narrative, the truth remains elusive, buried within the sands of time. Despite living only 32 short years, Alexander the Great achieved feats that continue to astound and inspire. His accomplishments exceed what one can imagine achieving in several lifetimes. His military campaigns across continents brought him legendary fame, making him one of the most successful military in history. His strategic brilliance on the battlefield and his ability to inspire and lead his men are topics of study in military academies around the world even today. Yet Alexander's legacy is not confined to his military victories. His contributions extend far beyond the battlefield. Perhaps his most enduring and significant legacy lies in the cultural fusion he initiated, a testament to his vision of a united world. In his quest for unity, he encouraged intermarriages between his soldiers and foreign women, promoted cultural exchange, and adopted customs of the conquered lands. These progressive policies led to the birth of the Hellenistic period that succeeded his reign. This era marked by an unprecedented surge in intellectual and cultural growth, deeply influenced by Alexander's vision of a cosmopolitan society. His death marked the transition from one era to another, but his influence continued to cast a long shadow. The seeds of unity he sowed took root in the fertile ground of the Hellenistic era, profoundly shaping the course of history, leaving an indelible mark on the world. Centuries later, Alexander the Great continues to be more than just a historical figure. He is remembered not merely as a military genius, but also as a revolutionary thinker who dared to envision a world united in its diversity. His legacy continues to inspire, reminding us about the transformative power of ambition, vision, and the enduring impact of cultural amalgamation. His life story offers not just historical facts, but also timeless lessons about leadership, ambition, unity, and the importance of cultural exchange. In the next scene, we will conclude our exploration of Alexander's life and legacy, reflecting on these timeless lessons his story offers. Even centuries after his death, Alexander's influence reverberates through the eons, impacting the modern world in profound ways. Alexander the Great, as he is widely known, was a conqueror whose feats marked a new era in the annals of warfare and geopolitics. He was born in the Kingdom of Macedonia, an ancient state in northern ancient Greece, and ascended to the throne at a tender age following his father's assassination. Despite his youth, he exhibited a clear vision and an indomitable will that would color his future exploits. His military strategies, characterized by swift and decisive action, have been studied and emulated by commanders throughout history. These were not innate traits, but skills he honed throughout his youth under the tutelage of Aristotle and other mentors. His strategies were innovative, often disrupting traditional norms of warfare. He was known for his daring and unexpected tactics, such as attacking during adverse weather or using deceptive maneuvers to outwit his enemies. These decisions, while risky, showcased his belief in the element of surprise and his ability to turn the tide of battle in his favor. His use of the phalanx formation and his tactical genius in battles such as Gaugamela and Issus are still taught in military academies today. The phalanx formation was a revolutionary tactic that consisted of densely packed rows of soldiers, their shields interlocking, their spears poised for attack. It was a formidable, almost impenetrable human wall that sowed terror in the hearts of enemy lines. His understanding of logistics, the importance of speed, and the use of terrain in battle are timeless lessons that continue to shape military doctrine. Alexander was a master of logistics, ensuring that his armies were adequately supplied and mobilized. He understood the significance of speed in warfare and utilized it to his advantage, catching his enemies off guard. But Alexander's impact goes beyond the battlefield. His dream of a united world, a melting pot of cultures and ideas, has had far-reaching implications. Alexander was not just a conqueror. He was a visionary who sought to bring together disparate cultures under one banner. His dream was of a world where Greek and Eastern cultures would not merely coexist, but would merge to form a unique, enriched civilization. The Hellenistic period, which saw an unprecedented fusion of Greek and Eastern cultures, set the stage for the rise of the Roman Empire and subsequently influenced the development of Western civilization. This period was marked by the flourishing of science, arts, and philosophy. Cities such as Alexandria, founded by Alexander, became epicenters of learning and culture. His policies of cultural assimilation, while controversial, have shaped our understanding of empire building, multiculturalism, and the power of cultural exchange. Although his methods of enforcing cultural assimilation were often brutal, they resulted in an unprecedented blending of languages, religions, and customs, which played a significant role in shaping the world as we know it. In many ways, Alexander's life is a testament to the power of ambition and vision. His story serves as a reminder that one individual, armed with determination, courage, and a clear vision, can change the course of history. As we navigate the complexities of our modern world, the lessons from Alexander's life, his successes, his failures, and his enduring legacy continue to resonate, offering timeless insights into leadership, strategy, and the human potential for greatness.